Well, I'm on the farm today, and I'm up here on our high ground, and this field up here that we make hay on, and I'm just kind of looking over the grass situation up here, and just what I'm seeing is just amazing. There's fescue everywhere, and it's a little bit of orchard grass, but most everything in here that you see is fescue. This field was killed a number of years ago. It was planted in Timothy, and it was a good Timothy producer. Here's a little bit of Timothy that's left, but overwhelmingly, this field has just completely turned into a fescue field, and I didn't plant any of this fescue, and I didn't plant any of the orchard grass you might see here and there. And we've got fescue in the fence rows, on the edge of the fields. It just grows everywhere. And I'd say up in there where we've cleared the autumn olives and other places around, the green that's growing in it, besides some lamb quarter and some other weeds, is primarily fescue. And the difference between that up there and this down here is this has been maintained like a hayfield ought to be maintained, with fertilizer and broadleaf weed control via herbicides. But it's just amazing to me how fescue just takes over. It's so competitive, and it's everywhere. It's kind of rainy today, and it's going to rain more this evening and then later this week. I'm ready to get in this field and cut the hay, but with the rain and then the rain that's coming, I've been killing some time, and I was out earlier today just riding around. I was probably out for an hour and a half just riding through the countryside and out away from the farm. Every field that I see is fescue. It's all fescue. There's maybe a couple fields where some kind of green chop that they had in, but for the most part, everything is fescue. And I'm seeing cattle eating on it. They're up to their waist, with fescue. And fescue gets a bad rap with the endophyte and the toxins that come with it. But somehow here in the fescue belt, which I guess runs from Virginia out to Missouri, and the cattle are somewhat tolerant of it. I don't think they're immune to the effects of potential fescue toxicity, but I think cattle that are born and raised in these parts, I've read that they're somewhat tolerant of the of fescue and seem to do okay on it. It's when they bring they go up to, let's say, Michigan, and buy let's say a bull or something like that. It's got some kind of cow that's not been exposed to fescue, and they bring it in and they start grazing on fescue, and they have this fescue foot, and their tails fall off, and they get hot. You see them wading around in ponds. But this is the grass in western Virginia mountains, and I don't know what it's like in your area, and East Tennessee, North Carolina, and in other parts of Virginia, but it's just, you can't kill it out. I mean, you can plant this, what you see here, all of this stuff that's fescue. There was a time when everything you saw was a Timothy head, like we just looked at, like it's right over here. This whole field was like that, polluted with Timothy heads. And over time, the Timothy has died out to a certain degree, and the fescue has just invaded, and it just outcompetes everything. And I didn't spend a dime on this seed. I didn't cultivate it. I didn't do anything except watch it grow. And from a hay producer standpoint, this is easy money, because it's just, the fescue is just comes in, it takes over, it chokes out everything, and this actually looks pretty nice. And I don't know, it's just amazing to me how this fescue comes in and takes over. This is a thick field. I did fertilize this field a while back, but this field is just amazing how this fescue has come in and taken over. And we're going to take it for hay, and this will probably be the way it is next year and the year after. I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder, there's certain fields that I'm going to go back into Timothy. And if I hadn't mentioned it already in this video, the only thing we plant is Timothy, and there's a teff grass, or teff grass, Teff, which is a summer annual. And the orchard grass occasionally that you see, and the fescue, we don't plant any of this. And I'm sure this is like Kentucky 31 fescue. That there's never been an endophyte free fescue on this farm that's been planted that I'm aware of. I'm 100% sure of that. But this looks like a healthy field. This will be a good producer when I do cut it, and it's ready to cut right now. But I'd be curious in the comments what your experience is with fescue hay, Kentucky 31 type fescue, non-endophyte, not counting the non-endophyte varieties that they have now, but just what's in your fields, what are your cattle and your horses grazing on? Because around here, everything is grazing on fescue hay in the paddocks, the fields, and I mean, I'm not seeing three-legged cattle, and it looks to me like the tails, when I can see them, looks like they're still on the cow. Sometimes I'll see a cow standing in the water, which makes me wonder because the toxicity, I'm to understand, will make the cow really hot, and they'll wade into water. But for the most part, all the cattle and the horses, everything around here they're on some kind of fescue, and they're not like lined up, dead as a hammer headlines in the papers and on the television. Oh, my animal ate some fescue and now I'm in big trouble because they're dying, or they got foot problems and that kind of thing. So I'd be curious in the comment what your experience is with fescue and your animals grazing on it. And I can tell you this, and there's a study, I think from the University of Missouri, that they did, and according to that study, when we talk about the toxicity in fescue, it's in the seed, and it's in the first 3 or so inches. And so one of the ways you minimize that toxicity is, first of all, you just can't try to grow a blend. I'm not sure there's much of a blend in here. The second thing is you cut it before the seed comes in. And then when you do cut it, you cut it at a high stubble, and you minimize the amount of that endophyte toxicity in the hay. But moreover, the study, I believe it was University of Missouri, if that's the right name, they found that the toxicity plummets once the hay is cut, and like dramatically it plummets. And so it makes me wonder that the issues that people have with fescue as they turn their cattle out on a field like this, and they're munching on the seeds, and they're eating it. They're overgrazing it maybe, and they take it down to where it's just a nub. I don't know. And then the other thing is, once you've made this first cut, where it's just grass coming in, I'm not sure the toxicity is as big of an issue. It can't be, because some universities talk about stockpiling fescue, and basically what they do is they dam fescue when it's like this, but after you've made the first cut, then they'll say, well, as you head into the end of the summer and into the fall, don't take that last cut of hay. Just let the fescue grow, because it'll grow down into some cold weather, and then turn your cattle out on it, and you've basically stockpiled hay, and you're not cutting it and going through the whole process of putting it into a bale. And so it can't be all bad. This fescue can't be all bad, but here in this part of Virginia, it grows everywhere. It's probably been the most beneficial grass that's planted around here that prevents erosion, and it's got a good root system, I think, as far as grabbing the soil and holding on to it, and so I don't know. I like what I'm seeing right here. And again, in your comments, be curious what you have to say about fescue and your experience with it. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. And we've got other fields to plant Timothy in. One of them here, probably this fall, will go into Timothy. But right here and now, we got a great looking field of amazing fescue, and be cutting it here hopefully sooner than later. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share from rainy Western Virginia mountains. We'll talk to you later.